Thank you for following the secrets of existence with us. You've just witnessed the universe's first light.
Now, step into stage 8.
All right, let's take a trip. And I mean way back. We're talking about a time before time as we even think about it. An era of just complete, absolute darkness. It went on for hundreds of millions of years. This is the story of the cosmic dark ages, the universe's great silence. Seriously, try to picture it. A universe with no stars, no sun, no constellations to look at, no glowing galaxies off in the distance, just nothing. A cold, empty, profound blackness. And believe it or not, that was the reality of our universe for a very, very long time. Okay, so where does our story even begin? Well, it starts right after the very first big flash of light in the cosmos faded out. You know, the afterglow of the Big Bang, the cosmic microwave background. As the universe cooled down, electrons and protons could finally get together and form atoms. And that was a game changer, because suddenly light could travel freely. The universe went from being this opaque fog to being transparent. But here's the crazy part. With that transparency came darkness. The last little bit of light from creation was gone, and the universe just plunged into a totally new phase, an era of quiet, of shadow, that would last for ages. This is it. The cosmic dark ages had officially begun. So this timeline really helps put it all into perspective, right? I mean, the darkness fell pretty quickly after the Big Bang's glow faded. But look at that gap. It would take hundreds of millions of years of just silence before gravity could do its thing and gather up enough stuff to create the very first star. And this slide just shows you how dramatic that shift was. The universe went from being this super hot, dense, glowing fog, you couldn't see anything through it, to something completely different. It became this vast, cold, and just profoundly dark space. So, what was actually in this dark universe? I mean, what was filling all that incredible emptiness? Well, it was basically just a huge cold blanket of the simplest elements you could imagine. The whole cosmos was just a sea of what we call neutral gas. All that means is that the protons and electrons, which had been flying all over the place, were now stuck together in atoms. And without all those free electrons bouncing light around, light could finally travel in a straight line. But, and this is the big paradox, the very thing that made the universe see-through also made it invisible. Why? Because there was nothing making any light to see. And get this. This era of darkness lasted for nearly 400 million years. 400 million years. To give you some perspective, that's way longer than complex life has even existed on our planet. It's an almost imaginable stretch of time to spend in total, absolute darkness. But even in all that deep, quiet darkness, something was at work. An ancient, unstoppable force, just slowly, patiently setting the stage for what was coming next. And that force was gravity. It was really the only thing happening on this dark stage. Gravity itself couldn't make light, of course, but what it could do was start gathering up all the raw materials that would one day, light up the heavens. It was like an invisible sculptor just beginning its masterpiece. So how did it work? Well, gravity started to tug on these teeny tiny variations in the density of all that gas, little ripples left over from the Big Bang. And over millions and millions of years, those tiny seeds of density just grew and grew. They pulled in more gas, forming these massive, dark clouds. And at the center of these clouds, the cores just got denser and denser under all that crushing pressure. And this slow, steady process, it led to the very first large-scale structures in the universe. We call them cosmic nurseries. But you gotta get the picture out of your head of those beautiful, colorful nebulae we see today. These were not like that at all. Nope. These were huge, stringy structures made of cold, dark gas. You could think of them as the very first proto-galaxies. And deep inside their hearts, the pressure and the density were just building and building, creating the perfect conditions for a miracle. And for what felt like an eternity, this whole process just continued in total silence. Gravity just kept squeezing and squeezing, packing matter into smaller and smaller points, building the pressure up to an insane level. It really felt like the entire universe was just holding its breath. And then, After 400 million years of silence, something absolutely incredible happened. The conditions were finally right. The darkness was about to end. Deep in the heart of one of those dark cosmic nurseries, three things hit a tipping point. The pressure became extreme, the density became immense, and because of that, the temperature started to just skyrocket. And that amazing combo of pressure and heat, it finally kicked off something the universe hadn't seen since the Big Bang itself: nuclear fusion. A star was about to be born. And just like that, right after an eternity of darkness, the great silence was shattered. The very first star ignited. Now, this was not just any star. We're talking about a massive, blazing giant, a brilliant blue-white furnace. Its radiation was so intense it just flooded outwards, ripping electrons away from all those neutral atoms, ionizing the gas around it. And that's what ended the Dark Ages. A brand new era had started, the cosmic dawn. So you see, the birth of that one star wasn't the end of the story. It was the beginning. It was the single spark that would light up an entire universe, leading to the billions and billions of galaxies we see today. It really makes you wonder, right? With that one star born, how many trillions were about to follow?
Thank you for staying with us through the universe's darkest age. You reached the moment just before Jeff's light returns.
Join us in stage 9, where gravity gathers gas